Hi guys, it's Ricky and this is Ricky Reveals. So this might be kind of a long video because I got my release negativity meditation going, and I kind of just want to talk for a minute. A Taurus got me in my feelings. No, he's had me in my feelings. But I just listened and I swear, cause he's always done that. Like, as soon as I met him, speaks to me through song. Wait. He's the only person I've ever had a telepathic communication with, telepathic relationship with, and I think maybe that's why it's been so hard for me to let it go, because I knew what it was. When I met him, I knew what it was, and I really should have stuck to my guns. But hey, yo, we met in the fucking Dollar General parking lot. This one night. Are you for real? I've been here 2 seconds, bro. After all that yelling you do with Dad? But yeah, it was supposed to be one night. P&P. If you know what it is, you know what it is. If you don't, then don't ever find out, because it's really a rabbit hole that no one should ever go into. Because sometimes some people don't make it out. Just to be all the way point blank honest. P&P is a point of no return for some people. But I know, well, first and foremost, from the moment I found God, which would be it was December, wow, right at my anniversary, December 2018 was the very first time I ever felt the Holy Spirit, cover, my entire body was just, what's the word I'm looking for? Not drowned, submerged in the presence of the Lord. And in that moment, after all the years of feeling like I was not good enough to be a Christian, not good enough to be a child of God, not good enough to make it to heaven, because I was a faggot, I was a drug addict, I was this, I was that. You know, them faggots go to hell. That moment, the one true God, the Most High, wrapped His love all around me, and He said, James, you are not now, nor have you ever been, an abomination. I have loved you since before I needed you in your mother's womb. Now, some things you've gotten involved into in your life, not okay, but we worked that out. But you yourself are a miracle, and you've never been an abomination. And anyone who's ever told you that you were, and told you were going to hell, they don't know me. That is not me. And 5 years, and I still cry every time I think about it. Better than I know myself. But He loves you with a love our brains can't even comprehend. That 3 months that I had the presence of the Holy Spirit on me, every waking moment, I miss it so bad. I do. And I'm so mad at myself for letting the enemy deceive me. And basically, I don't know who's gonna watch this video and who knows what I'm talking about and who doesn't, but hopefully, because I make this video and do this, there'll be people that don't know what I'm talking about right now, but will know soon or sometime in the future. There's mountaintops where God is God. I mean, His presence is all over you. You can feel it from the time you get up to the time. It's like you're high. If you've ever been high, or drunk. Like the feeling you get, the whole reason you get high or drunk, it's like that times a million when you're sober. And so that's the mountaintop experience. Now, that there's no doubt whatsoever that God is with you. That there is a God and that he's with you and that he loves you. Those three things, no enemy in hell, not even the devil himself, can lie to you during that experience and tell you anything, because the hand of God is on you. He can't tell you anything because you know better. But now when God walks you down that mountain and into that valley, and he veils his presence again, because he's still with you. He just veils it to where it's not as sensitive to the physical touch. So you can't feel it like you were feeling it before you guys walked down that mountain. And that can be scary because it makes you instantly, the devil's going to come in and be like, let's see, he's not here anymore. You messed up. 10 minutes ago, you had the presence of the Holy Spirit. Now, you don't feel nothing, do you? It's because you messed up and he's gone. And if you're not careful, he'll get right in there and he'll kick you straight in the two front teeth and knock them out. And you'll go right back into what you prayed so hard to get out of and what God just showed you he doesn't want you in. I mean, it's a slow fade because that experience is something you'll never forget. I promise you. No matter how backslidden you go, that experience will be something you will remember the rest of your life. But I say that and but I say that because he never leaves you nor forsakes you. So even if you get to the point to where you had that experience and now you're like 3, 4, 5 years out and you haven't had it again, it's not because you will never have it again or that you lost your salvation. It's because there's something he's trying to burn off of you. Like he's got you in the fire and he's trying to pass you through the fire and turn you into gold. But when you're going through that process, there's certain things that have to burn off and refine in order for the gold to come out pure. And if you're not careful, because depending on how far gone you were, that process, that season might last longer than you think. And the devil will do everything he can to try and make you lose your mind. When he can't take away your faith, when he knows that that's just not touchable because you just have that faith that, sorry, I don't believe you. I know he's there. I know he's closer than you are, and you can't tell me otherwise. Well, then the devil attacks you in other ways. Your finances, your family, your friends, your home, your car. He will attack everything he can to get you to doubt if God really still loves you or not. Read the book of Job and be ready to, because I'm telling you, I've read it and I feel like I've been through 2 Job seasons in my life, and the first one started almost instantly from the moment I read the last verse in the book of Job. Pisces. So and that's another thing, when you're praying for stuff, make sure that you are praying for things you're ready for. Because if you don't pray correctly, you are going to get prayers answered that you're not prepared for. And what is supposed to be a blessing will feel like a curse. Iceland. Scorpio, Aquarius, and if you're not keeping your eye on God and keeping your faith, you'll think that God hates you, and that's such a lie. Like, there's no hate in God. So, but the devil will make you think, well, you didn't pray for this. You didn't want this. You asked for wisdom. You asked for strength. You asked for courage. Well, how do you think you fine-tune those things? You have to test them. How do you test wisdom? By getting knowledge. How do you test courage? By facing your fears. How do you test strength? By having to go through something that takes strength. And if you're not ready, and if you pray with the wrong words or whatnot, not wrong words, if you don't if you get big and bold in your prayer, be prepared for God to answer that prayer big and bold. And if you're not standing in big and bold, big girl panties, big boy panties, those big and bold prayers, they're not going to feel so good. But God will get you through them. And then when you come out the other side, you're going to be like, okay, I'm glad it happened. But while you're going through it, you're not going to be glad it's happening. Robert, Judas is in your circle. I don't know why my nephew's like that. Him and my dad got in a fight about watching a show. I'm not kidding. The minute my dad caved, they're like, okay, I'll watch the show with you. I come back here, get this set up. I'm not even filming for a minute, and he's back here. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, why? What's going on, bro? Like, people give you attention all the time. And the only time we don't is when you're playing your game. And that's because you choose to get your attention from the game. Or your fix from the game. So we don't bother you because that's disrespectful. But the minute any of us turn our attention off of you, you've got to come in and like, oh. And yeah. But I'm sure I was kind of like that. I don't know. I don't remember being 12. I've been through too much. But I just hope and pray that he comes out of it soon. Texas. And I hope and pray that the worst of my storm that I'm going through is over, because this was the hardest storm of my life, and I've been through some stuff. But this one was really hard. I had to not only go through some Ten of Swords betrayal, like back to back, more than one Ten of Swords. I had to really come to terms with the fact that some people that I truly, genuinely loved don't give a fuck about me. They were embarrassed and jealous of me at the same time. And I'm telling you, if you pray the way I pray, you're going to have the same experience. And it's really not easy to find out that certain people in your life don't care about you. January. Because, I mean, mine was my mom, my sister, the guy I was dating. Like, the people in my inner circle were all Judas. Jarvis. And when that stuff happens back to back to back to back, like, I'm not kidding. Like, my mom, I don't know, I'm still confused by it, and hopefully one day I'll get clarity on it, but and it was it really bums me out too, because I actually woke up before he left, and he was sleeping sound on the couch. I was like, cool, he's still here. We're gonna get through this. So I went back to sleep, and he was gone when I got up. And I was like, Mom, where'd he go? Oh, I told him you didn't want him here anymore. Had his mom come get him. And has not spoken a word to me since. So I can only imagine what my mom actually said. But I know one thing, my mom doesn't admit fault to anything. So the fact that she was with a smile admitting that she did something wrong, she got a thrill out of doing it. She wanted to hurt me. Keelan. And although I needed to know that, because I'm certain people, like once you know like that, you realize that they cannot be in your inner circle whether they gave you life or not, because he gave you life. He just used her as a vessel to get you here. And you just know, like, forgiveness, yes. Compassion, yes. But am I going to call you up every day, come over and have dinner? Probably not. For a very, very long time. And I can't even promise you that. All I can promise you is that I will love you. I will not hold a grudge. And I won't be wishing bad things on you. But things will never be the same either. Because, well, for one, for me anyways, that was just the beginning of it. Gemini. Mark 11:11. So that wasn't enough for them. They somebody's in their 30s, or a lot of people in your situation. So after they did that, and because I really, and either my mom or my ex stole my phone, like, and I literally had everything I've been working on for the last 3 years off of my YouTube channel. A show I created, The Quarantine World, and Ricky Reveals my tarot readings. Everything was on that phone. And I don't know which one of them got it. And my sources, my spirit guides, have pretty much all but told me that whichever one of them has it has been stealing my work, or trying to use it to profit off of it. So that sucks too. But so when I sucked it up and got another phone and started over with this channel, and I wasn't crying and, you know, boo-hooing and getting drunk and, you know, giving up, then they attacked my freedom. And they literally falsely accused me of God only knows what. They tried to get me arrested. I mean, publicly shamed the hell out of me. My mom was drunk in the parking lot next door to the house I lived in, screaming and yelling, "Faggot! You piece of shit!" Yeah. Like, and I had not done anything to her. Like, she went all through Facebook, like, publicly saying things to me, like, that I did not deserve. And for, like I said, just because she got hair brass. My sister did the same thing. My sister, I had just bought an RV last year. Like, probably the most mature, responsible decision I've ever made in my life. And nicest thing I've ever bought myself. She hooked it up to her whatever, and just pulled it down somewhere that I don't even know. Like, and
just let you know, Grandpa.
Okay, so arguing with a 12-year-old just ain't worth it. So switch places and had to pick my cards up and stuff. So I'm not really for sure what head out. If I don't recognize one, I will just, that was not there. If they loved you, they'd be here now. August, hope. But something just tells me there's something, all hope is not lost. But there is a wolf in sheep's clothing. And it could be them. It could be, because see, you got to think. This season was a season of lies, deception, illusion. Like, everybody had their own perception. because everybody played their own role. Now, certain people were in alliances or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, um, but still, nobody but God saw everything. So everyone has a distorted view of certain things. Um, so things that you think are one way probably aren't is exactly what they were, but they're probably pretty close. So there may be a couple people that you thought were against you that actually probably weren't. I know one personally that I thought was against me. I've already found out they weren't. Thankfully, I didn't like treat them bad, but I probably had more of an attitude toward them at times than I really would have. I wasn't thinking that they were ops, um, but I think for the most part, anyone that I did like, because my house trailer. Before my boyfriend was chased off, I literally was falsely arrested. My sister stole my truck, wrecked it, endangered my boyfriend and her life, and then drives back. Well, actually, my boyfriend had gotten her, talked her out of, got her out of the driver's seat and was able to drive back to where I was. And in the middle of the street, the first cop shows up, sees I'm not even in the vehicle. He watched her get out of it. I'm sober. She's drunk. She cries, says I hit her. There's 3 people there, along with myself, saying I never touched her, which I really didn't. And I still went to jail. So there were times throughout this last like 5 months that, I probably wasn't such a nice person. And but I was proud of myself because I was way nicer than I would have been if these things would have happened to me last year, the year before. And that was the point, I think, was to see how far I'd come, to see how much I could actually take without getting aggressive, like, or wanting to fight back physically or whatever, or being just nasty with my mouth. Like I said, there were times when I did get nasty with my mouth, and I went to God about it, but I never put my hands on anyone unless hands were put on me first. I think God calls us to turn the other cheek, but he doesn't say, hey, just go ahead and let the wicked just beat the hell out of you. I'll take care of it for you. Yeah, I mean, which he would, but I don't know. That's between you and God, how you want to believe on that, because I personally, if someone's like beating you and they won't stop, I definitely think God's okay with you like defending yourself. But if you could do it in a way where like you could just hold them back and not actually like retaliate, I think that's best. But if there's someone that's stronger than you and they just keep going, then by all means defend yourself. Anyway, so I am actually pretty proud of myself, and but it's because I went through like a metaphorical Siberia, and I hermited and spent a lot of time with God, and I've been doing that over the last couple of years. Liz, Jasmine, and July 5th was when I went to jail. So something could have happened while I was in jail. There was a day in June that my boyfriend said, I'm going to pray. Like, basically, I made it look like he was going right outside, and he was gone for 2 days. So, something probably happened there, too. I don't know, and it's like stuff like that I don't even care about. It's like, whatever. Like, really, honestly, the one thing I care about, and what I really the only thing I really want to closure on, is the fact that he was my best friend. Like I said, telepathic communication and stuff. My life changed, like, in a very positive way when he came into it. And the fact that he just had no desire to tell me bye, say, hey, like, me and my wife are getting back together, or like, I lied and my marriage wasn't a sham. I actually I've been with her like for a while. We have kids together, like because he literally, and I don't even know why I let him, like this was my fault, but he literally told me that he married this woman out of pity because she was pregnant and had nowhere to live. So he married her because his parents would not let her live there, uh, because he would stay with his parents and they wouldn't let her stay there unless they were married. And so he married her out of pity because she was pregnant and he didn't want her to be homeless. I was like, I don't think that's really a good reason to get married, but I think it's noble. And I think that's really cool of you that you sacrificed your life, basically, because, if you would believe traditionally, then once you're married, you're not supposed to get divorced. So you basically made a lifelong commitment just so a woman wasn't homeless while she was pregnant. I respected that. Like, I don't think I would have done it myself. But come to find out, he really wouldn't have either, because that wasn't why they got married, or at least pretty sure it wasn't. And because he told me also that she disappeared and went to New York, and he hadn't seen her in 2 years. But I'm not retarded, and for one, I'm intuitive. I read cards, and God loves me. And I have Google, and I know how to research some shit. She was here the whole time. She might have been in Chicago for a part of it, but she was not in New York. She was either over here on 6th Street in the town I live in, or it was up in Chicago. And either way, she was close enough for him to play it off. But, he didn't play it off all that much, because when we were together, we literally were together 24/7, and yes, we did some extracurricular activities that will cause you not to sleep very much, and we literally spent a lot of time. I mean, we were together almost the entire time we were together. There was one time when I noticed that his truck was, or my truck. He had taken my truck somewhere while I was sleeping. He swore me down he didn't, but I know how I like my seat. I know you were the only one that had access. And you're 3-4 inches shorter than me. And that's exactly how the seats moved exactly the way you would have been comfortable driving it. Come on, bro. I wasn't born yesterday. So I know you went somewhere. But I never was like that type, but you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna cheat, you're gonna cheat. Like, cut the cords. I am trying. But I'm not gonna sit there and fight for you. I'm just not. Like, if I'm not enough for you to want to be here, for you to put effort into being with me, I'm not gonna run and fucking make a fool out of myself fighting somebody else over you. Maybe 20 years ago, not now. And it's a little bit, this is more about your character than it does mine. If you put me and another person in that position when you're telling us that you love us, especially when you're 40 years old, like, that means you need to grow up, buddy, and like suffer that ego death. Because 20, okay, kind of get it. Big strapping young man, stud, you little stallion. But when you're 40, that should all be out of your system, especially when you've got a good person. I don't know his wife, and I really do want to apologize, though. I really am sorry. I never should have. And if I would have, well, you know me. I don't know why I believed him, because it shouldn't have mattered whether the marriage was a sham or not. If he was legally married, I shouldn't have been touching him. So, no excuses from me. I truly, genuinely am sorry. I really wish I hadn't done that to you. But self-acceptance, and I'm sure you would rather know than not know, right? I don't know. That's a hard one. So am stepping out of it. I have no right to tell you how to feel. But I genuinely am sorry. So yeah, cut the cords, accept yourself, love yourself, and your blessings and your abundance will start to come in. You will get intuition and downloads of where to go next and what mistakes not to repeat again. Healing. Yes. Healing. I think everyone involved needs to heal. And I hope that what I just did allows you guys to heal. Because I am genuine and honest, like with it, that apology. Expect miracles. An inner child healing. If you guys, I mean, I don't know nothing about your relationship, and I'm not trying to, but if you guys genuinely do love each other, and this was actually a marriage of love and not the sham that I got told to make myself feel better, so I'm sure that's what it was. Like, he's like, this person will never go for it if I don't, but I really genuinely hope that you guys get the healing, do the healing work, and you guys get the miracle that saves your marriage. And if that's not possible because there's more things that I don't know, I hope you guys both get healing and you guys can walk away from each other with forgiveness and understanding, because no one deserves what was done. So a couple of readings back, I posted, love yourself, know who you are, be aware of yourself before you ever get married. Because most people marry because they're in love with somebody. And if you don't love yourself or you don't even know who you are, there's no excuse for entering into a lifelong commitment with someone else, because you're not even committed to yourself at that point, let alone someone else. It's not necessarily a bad thing. You're just not ready, and you shouldn't tell someone else who is investing their heart, mind, body, and soul into this commitment that you're on the same level when you're really not. The answers you need are coming, Gemini. A new start is coming. Probably around the new moon. Your hard work is paying off, Capricorn. Your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. A win-win outcome is forecast. That's what I like to hear. You are good enough, Virgo. Conclusions are within reach. The eclipse. Believe in the impossible. So, with God, all things are possible. No matter what it looks like. Just trust me. What I've been through my whole life, but just last season, if I went based off sight and not off faith, I would be sitting here talking to you guys right now. And there'd probably be a couple other people that wouldn't be either. It was really, really a test of faith and a test of my Emperor Empress divine couples coming together because of two people's faith. They were tested, they were tried by the fire, and neither one of them burned. So, however that resonates. But you are getting your divine counterpart, whoever it may be. But I'm proud of myself because I very much so could have committed some. I was having homicidal, suicidal thoughts, okay? And I don't think I've ever been that hurt or that that tested. Now I've been I've had suicidal thoughts before, but not homicidal. Like I've never ever been that hurt, that pissed, that I've lost my desire to live. You know what I mean? Like, because if you're homicidal at all, you have no desire to live. I mean, like, you're what do you call it? Your taste for life. Are you kidding me? But I really need help. Anyone at all, I need help. Get me out of here. Just give me a ride to Indianapolis. I don't care. My truck is still broke. And I don't even need it. I don't care. I'm willing to leave it behind. But I have to get out of here. I can't be a part of... There's a 12-year-old narcissist running this house. And my dad's in such bad health, he can't. There's nothing he can do. But if I try to, step up, I get tore down. And I don't want to live like that. If you guys are okay with that dynamic, fine. But I don't want to be a part of it. Anyway, so yeah. If you watch this, and you can, even if all you can do is give me a ride to Indy, greatly appreciate it. Airport, bus station, I don't care. Yeah, I gotta go. In my truck, I've tried to get it fixed, and either A, can't find a part, can't find a mechanic to do it, something, and I'm okay with just leaving it all behind, putting my faith in God, looking forward, and leaving the past in the past. I lost my house trailer. My mom and my sister can have it. I don't care. Now I will always know that, hey, you have bought them a place to live. You gave them a secure, paid-off place to live. If they don't have it anymore, it's their fault. But you don't have to worry about or let them guilt you into, we have nothing. We have nowhere to go. Well, remember that house trailer you stole from me? Where's it at? Yeah. Yeah, I had to learn a lot of really, really rough lessons this season. But I know I will get double for my trouble. I know that I'm walking into the best season of my entire life. I already know God's promised me happiness. I didn't even know there was a level of happiness that existed. That's what I'm about to get. So, to you, listener, if you pray fervent, righteous prayers and you go find yourself in a Job-like season, hold on to God. Hold on to love. He will hold on to you. And don't let nothing take you away from him, because everything outside of you is going to try. And even certain things inside of you is going to try. But if you trust him and you let him get you through it, you're going to be so glad it happened. I don't even know when I get to actually walk through the gate and the fireworks go off and the party starts, but I already know that this was worth it. I already know it was worth it. I can't wait till the fireworks start, but I'm not worried about it because I know they're going to start. My fiery, passionate new beginning, my second chance at life is coming. I just have to let go of this fear and anxiety that's trying to latch onto me. And I think honestly, it's some of the people that know I'm walking away from them and leaving them in the past that I think they do have genuine remorse. And they have regret because they know they lost me. I think they're projecting their energy on me, and that's probably what that is. And that's another thing. When you go through something like this, you got to really go in and be like, okay, is that my emotion or is somebody projecting onto me? because there's some things that I know were not my emotions until I got around certain people, and it was projection. 8 of coin. Keep working on your goals for your future, whatever it is you're working on. Don't tell anybody, because that'll make that'll that's the best way to get some delays in your life, is telling other people too much, talking too much. And I'm telling you, like the last 3-4 years, a lot of people came into my life and told me, you talk too much. That's all I would say. I guess I had to, take the cryptic message and decode it for myself. But a lot of people I really didn't even know, you talk too much. I'm like, rude? Barely even said a word like since I met you. But now I get what they meant. 5 of Swords. This is a very short-lived victory for those who thought it was a good idea to go up against me, because I now have the victory. I am getting, again, a second chance. That's 2 aces now. I am standing in my power because I am a Capricorn. If you're not a Capricorn, then be careful, because that means, and it still could be for me too, the devil's not done. He's got one last little thing he's going to try and pull out. But if you can hold on to your faith, even if it's only as small as a mustard seed, but I think after something like this, my experience anyways, your faith is going to be a little bit stronger than a mustard seed at this point in your life. But he ain't going to be able to do shit to you. If he was going to break you, he'd have broke you before now. And I know God has literally told me several times throughout this journey, I didn't bring you this far to leave you. Do you trust me? I did not bring you this far to leave you. Then that's enough for me. Okay. One of the things, alright, so if you're single like me, the last test in this chapter and the official coronation or the official start to the next chapter of your life is you getting your soulmate, your twin flame. But does not come without conflict, because you're not getting 1, you're not getting 2, you're getting 3. 3 people who probably, when they were in your life, you had a connection with them that felt valid until everything played out and you're like, he was a fucking snake, bro. But they probably were close enough together in the way that your relationship was, the way that dynamic was, and that's another part of the lesson of the season, was to show you like your negative behavioral patterns that was your fault and that you needed to change and heal. But so in a lot of ways, these guys were, to you, your perception of them was, very similar. And so that in that aspect, it's gonna be really hard to decide who is the one that's really for you and the 2 that are not. And one, quite honestly, possibly could be brand spanking new. But you pray, meditate, keep your faith, talk to God, walk with God, and he will give you what you have been, if you're like me, that's all you've ever wanted in life. Now all the other stuff's cool too, and like you're gonna really love it, but and I'm really gonna be grateful for it. But this is the one thing that ever since I was a little kid, I genuinely desired, was to have a wonderful marriage with, I know, not traditional, but with a guy. Because even as a kid, I knew I was attracted to men. God is a God of great and powerful, impossible things. So his will, not mine. So whatever. It may be a little rough. I don't know. Like that resistance, because I see it one way and he might see it another. But either way, I will finally get this. Like, he loves me with all the love in the universe, and he does you as well. a viewer, but he knows how important this is to me and how much I've wanted it my whole life. So I will get it somehow, and whatever I get, I will be happily ever after, because it will be what was meant for me. And the money will be great. The perfect dream job. Everything else is gonna be cool too. However that plays out, but this one is the one that's most important, and that's why I think it's been the thing I've been attacked on most of my life, and why I've had my heart broken time and time and time again. Because it was to see if I would continue to believe in love, keep the faith that love is all you need. love is a beautiful thing. But it's true though. Love is the most powerful force in the entire universe. I mean, love is the physical. God is the physical manifestation of love. He's pure love. So God is energy, but it's pure, unadulterated love that manifests when we physically get to see him or feel him. It's pure love. It's the most powerful force in the entire universe. Nothing can beat it. I love you guys. If you love me as much as I love you, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.